Good afternoon, children. So today I am taking science class. I usually taking mathematics. So today I am taking in science part 2, sources of energy, chapter number 17. So after my explanation, you go through once again. So I am giving only summary of that lesson. Then I will send the notes and points to remember and question answer and everything. You know sources of energy. Sources of energy is nothing but, so we are getting energy in different way. Physically, chemically, and we require that energy. You know energy crisis, electricity suppose. We don't get power now, so crisis of energy. But we supposed to have ourselves alternate supply of energy that we require. Not only that one, physically if you go for that energy, muscular energy, if you don't have energy, if you don't eat proper food, so you are not getting energy to do the work. That we call it as muscular energy, nerves energy, etc. You are studying in biology also. And also you come across so many types of energy, electricity, you will be required, nuclear energy is there, and wind energy is there. So many types of energy, and also apart from that also kinetic energy and potential energy. So many types are there, very simple way they have given. But we must know who do we get energy. ಒಂದು ಶಕ್ತಿಯ ಮೂಲಗಳು, sources means ಮೂಲ. So what are those sources? So you try to understand. This is only they are briefing you. In future you are learning in detail. So I am giving introduction part, some of the things that is in your textbook only. Physical process and chemical process they have given. So these are all the keywords I am writing on the board, children. Physical process, and call out all of you children, chemical process, okay. So physical process, you are doing so much of work out of your muscular energy converted into so many things. You are doing so many things, isn't it? Chemical process in your day-to-day life. Very simple example if we give is, milk converted into, what is that? So next day it become a curd, isn't it? So ghee, so butter it converted into ghee. So many, and dosa, idli, so many things you are learning. That is a chemical process in our day-to-day life. Not only that, in industrial area, so many chemical processes are taking place. In detail you are studying under chemistry also. Okay, so this is chemical process. So not only that one, other than that also, energy, you come across energy crisis. What is energy crisis? So mainly, energy crisis. Mainly, sometimes we are not sufficient supply of current. Isn't it? It is so much problem. So industrial area problem, our domestic area affects a lot. So alternate energy we have to find. So I am going to tell you that also. What are the alternate energy we are getting day-to-day life? Understand, children? And other than that also, in nature, energy neither be created nor destroyed. But we need not worry. ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಶಕ್ತಿಗಳು ಹಾಳಾಗೂ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬೆಳೀತಾನೂ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. Like it is left to the nature, isn't it? We need not worry. So alternate, we supposed to store. By the time we can save energy. Not only that one, if we go for another point, so different forms of energy. That is, one is kinetic energy and potential energy. What is kinetic energy, children? You have studied in the previous class. Example, very simple example. Water in your house itself, water stored in the tank, that is the kinetic energy. So when you start getting down, that is a potential energy. It is a positive When the kinetic energy starts flowing, oh, that is the potential energy. Then only reaching your bucket or any other thing. So you are getting flowing is potential energy, staying is kinetic energy. These are all the energies are very important. Very important. So even the candle you know. So if you light the candle, so the wax will be dissolved. Wax will be dissolved, but that converted into light energy. So like that. And water, you know water. If we heat up, it boiled. It converted into gas. Isn't it? When the water is boiled, that converted into gas. Like that, out of this, so many energies are produced. Suppose train, so charcoal. In olden days, charcoal they were coal they were using. They were running the train. Out of that heat, they were running the train. Isn't it, children? So rail ಹೇಗೆ ನಡೀತಿತ್ತು? So ಕೋಲ್ನ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದರಿಂದ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಇಂದ ನಾವು ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಓಡಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದು. Nowadays we are using electric trains. Isn't it, children? These are all the sources of energy, especially in our India. Different types of sources are there to get energy. As a human being, our Indians should utilize in the proper way. So these are all the sources of energy. Apart from that, so any sources of energy we can use very well. We can reuse very well. We are doing lots of work, but once again repeatedly we cannot reuse the energy. Isn't it? Okay. These are all the introduction part for the sources of energy. Children, say all of you, what is sources of energy? Energy, where do we get? How do we get? What is the alternative? Because nature neither be created nor destroyed. This is a statement, isn't it? But nowadays we need not worry. If you conserve or if you preserve the energy, we can utilize in the proper way. So in the limited way. So apart from also one more example for another one. Renewable sources and non-renewable sources. What are those, children? Renewable sources. Follow, children. Renewable sources and non-renewable sources. Follow, children. Non-renewable sources. See, what do you mean by renewable source and non-renewable? So non-renewable source is permanent. Example, if you take solar energy evergreen. Sun, where does it go? Very simple example, water, renewable source. But renewable, non-renewable means it will be limited. Suppose you take for example fuels. What is that, children? Fuels. So take for example petrol and diesel, coal, etc. It is available in nature only, but it will be limited. Always it may end one day. Solar energy never ends. It is a permanent source. That is why there is a renewable. Non-renewable means not available. It is limited some extent. For these non-renewable, we must have a alternate sources, children. These are all the concepts in the introduction. If you know very well these things, so continuity we can do it. Okay, children. Now let us pass on to in your textbook. They have given what is a good source of energy. What they have given, children? What is about good source of energy? Good sources of energy. Okay, children. So we have it. They have given explanation. What they have given citing what is a good sources of energy. ಯಾವನ್ನ ನಾವು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಯಾವನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ? So those sources economically less. See, if we lots of money we can give, we can buy. No, it is not possible. All people are average, below average and above average people are their children. So, and also government also economically less means they will provide more for the people. Okay, so and also which are the energy utilize more in 1 minute. Okay, so that sources we call it as what? So good sources of energy. Okay, take for example solar energy. Solar energy always is there. So we can utilize per minute also we can utilize a large water, electricity. Electricity is getting out of water. So we can utilize more. So you have to calculate all these things. See, suppose example in your house you are using yellow bulb and tube light. Both are using. Which one is good? White light. Tube light is because it requires less current. Yellow more current. We should not use it. Economically less also we have to see. So such sources are good children. Okay. So here in your textbook they have given diesel to run the vehicle, so electricity to light and muscular energy, chemical energy for cooking, curds, idli, dosa. Then what are the good sources of energy which would be a large amount of work within short duration, large amount of work we supposed to do. So another point is economically less. ಸೊ ದುಡ್ಡು ಇದರಿಂದ ತುಂಬಾ ಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಕಡಿಮೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ವೆಚ್ಚದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದು ಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಗುಡ್. In future I am going to tell you. So very useful in our nature. We have to utilize in the proper way, children. Energy is very important, no? Physical energy, chemical energy, and it's a light energy, etc. Kinetic energy and potential energy. Water, see in the nature everything is there. We have to utilize out of that. We have to produce energy because it is useful for the human beings, and we have to prepare so many food items. So everything in your level you have to think. In future, if you go industrial area, so energy is so important, children. Okay, so that is the thing. And easily available. So it has to reachable, children. Easily available. Solar energy easily available. Water easily available. Electricity easily available. Isn't it? It has to be very nearby. Then only it is a good source of energy. So in your body, muscular energy. Isn't it, children? So that is the thing. And easy to be transport. Easy to transport. See, if you have a vehicle, easy to transport. So one place to another place. If it is very heavy generator, suppose you take for example generator, produce energy. It is an alternate source of energy. I do agree. It is man-made. It is not nature. It is a man-made. Suppose generator, if you transfer from one place to another place, it is a heavy vehicle. We cannot. Suppose if you take for small cell, it is easy to carry. It is a mobility is there. We can transfer. So these are all the qualities of the good sources of energy, children. Is it clear? So after my explanation, if you listen very well, you go through the textbook. If you come to know only the points I have written. Okay, children. So this is one thing. So the next we will go for the conventional sources of energy. Follow, children. Conventional sources of energy. Follow, children. Conventional sources of energy. Conventional sources of energy. What do you mean by second heading? So what do you mean by conventional sources of energy? Conventional source is nothing but sufficient, convenient, comfortable, all these things. So conventional sources of energy. It is very easy, children. So now what they have given in your textbook in ancient days. So people were using wood to produce heat. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ವುಡ್ ಮರವನ್ನು ಬಳಸಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಹತ್ತಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಅಡಿಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವು, ಬಿಸಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವು. ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ವಿ ವರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವುಡ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ವರ್ ಚಾಪಿಂಗ್ ಡೌನ್ ದ ಟ್ರೀಸ್. But nowadays, out of tree, we are preparing after some times. So out of tree, we were preparing coal. You know coal, no? Iddilu. So coal. So out of that also, we were running the vehicle like train. And also not only that one, industries also were using the coal, isn't it? Now we are using electricity. See, in ancient, wood was the source of heat energy. Apart from that also, another energy also we were getting conventional. One is wood, okay children? Another one is water. Even water also we were getting. See, suppose the river is flowing very fast, you know, there current is producing. Example you take, stagnant water you take bath, very cold. Running water you take bath, so it develops heat, isn't it? Out of that also, flowing water also, current is producing. But by the out of that only, now also we are producing electricity. You know, Krishnaraja, what is that? So many Nagarjuna Sagar dam, out of that electricity is producing in Andhra Pradesh. Even Shivana Samudra in Karnataka we are producing electricity. There you are finding a kinetic energy and potential energy. It is given in your textbook. Through the figure you go through it. Okay, so kinetic energy is there when the flowing the water to the down that drops on the turbine. Turbine means it is a wheel. When the water is dropping on that turbine forcibly, electricity is produced. There is a mechanical work is taking place. Understand? So the net water, one is wood and another one is water. What are the conventional sources of energy? Wood. Okay. Another one is coal. Out of that it leads to coal. Next, water. Water produces electricity. Okay. Let us see in future. Coal, this thing, and also another one is fossil fuels. What is children? Fossil fuel. Fuel means you know petroleum and diesel. These are all available under the earth. Even this also we are using. These are all the conventional sources of energy. So it is given percentage in your book. Open all of you. See, most percentage coal. They have given one figure, children. They have given, see here, there is a circle. They have given one figure. See here, this pot full of coal. See, this percentage of coal is available in the nature, children. So this percent of coal is available in the nature. We are developing coal also. That out of wood, ಮರದಿಂದ ನಾವು ತಯಾರಿ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಇದ್ದಿಲಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಕೋಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. So apart from that also they have given what is that? The small part is nuclear energy. They have given nuclear energy. And apart from that also they have given petroleum. So these are all the fuels. Then here hydroelectricity. These are all the production of energy, sources of energy in our nature. This figure given in your textbook, you please all of you go through it while you are going through the lesson. Okay. Now, out of these, our technology also developed. See, what are the sources, children? Here, what is wood that leads to coal and water, fossil fuels. So, out of this, our advanced technology is developing. So, industries are developing. See, so nice. So, out of this, also we are developing industries. So, people getting the opportunity to do the work, unemployment problem will be removed. See, we are utilizing properly. So, our using since so many years. It is limited reservoirs. The fossil fuel are non-renewable. Fossil fuel are what? Non-renewable. Exactly correct. Why means it may close us. It may close us. It is a temporary fuel, temporary energy. Solar energy is permanent. That is a renewable. That is a renewable, children. Okay. So non-renewable, and so we need to conserve alternate energy. See, because of fossil fuel going to be closed by the time what we have to use, children, alternate energy we are supposed to use. What type of energy? Alternate. If it is closed, we cannot stop the work, children. So by the time we have to consume, we have to preserve, we must have a reservoir to have a alternate energy. Then it may get once again. It may get once again. Okay, after some times we may get it because it is natural. Natural. Okay, children. So that is the alternate. Fossil fuel. Find out. We almost depend upon the fossil fuels in our energy requirement. Disadvantage. Fossil fuels pollution. We see. And also, not only that one, out of this fossil fuel, we have lots of disadvantages. What are the disadvantages? You come across nowadays in the cities, especially city, Delhi, Calcutta, in Bangalore, Bombay. So too many vehicles are there. They are using diesel and petrol. And also not only that one, even in the industries we are getting gas. See, fully environment become a polluted. Isn't it, children? So that is why our health will be spoiled. We are all human beings. We are swallowing that gas. We are following that gas. We are inhaling that gas that affects to our lungs, heart, and causes different diseases. That are the disadvantages of fossil fuels, children. So that is why we cannot use more. See, in villages the air is so clear, not polluted there, but in the city area polluted due to the fossil fuel. That is why we have to avoid use fossil fuel in future. So now I am telling 2028, I am telling in future the people avoiding using the diesel and petrol. They always using the electricity because that is a gasless. That is a gasless. So we can maintain some extent our health also. This is the main disadvantages of the fossil fuel. So they are written in the textbook. Pollution caused by burning the coal and petroleum. Carbon releases, nitrogen releases, sulfur releases. These are the produces a acidic oxide. What does it produce? Acidic oxide. Acidic oxide. These oxides, listen to me, children. These fossil fuel produces a acidic oxide like a carbon, that gases will be released. When they are burning coal and petroleum and diesel, the gases like a sulfur and carbon, they produce that is acidic oxide. These acidic oxides may goes to the sky, form the clouds. So out of the clouds we are getting a acid rain. What shall we get? Acid rain. It spoils the crab. What does it do? It spoils the crabs. So farmers growing so many types of crabs, and fertility of the soil also comes down. So out of the acid rain, the fertility of the soil also comes down. So what is that? So crabs will be spoiled, and also human being health also will be spoiled. See, do we require all these things out of these fossil fuels? We don't require, children. So that is why, as far as possible, we have to stop using fossil fuels. See, so many disadvantages are there. We shouldn't use, no, children. So that is the main thing. So then pollution caused by burning fuel reduces the efficiency of the combustion process, and the growing plants will be stopped or produce a more. So that is why what we have to do, alternate one, produce a more electricity. What we have to do? We have to produce more electricity. electricity. What we have to do, children? Produce more electricity. Isn't it, children? So why we have to produce more electricity? These fossil fuels. So many disadvantages we have in our environment. So that is why we have to produce more electricity. Because of that, so many sources nowadays government developing. So we are getting so much of electricity. We are almost using electricity only in future. What are those? Not only that one. Other than that also, biogas also we are producing. It is a gasless sources. Biogas you have studied already. Biogas, isn't it, children? Biogas and wind energy and producing electricity. So these are the things we are producing. So we have to protect our environment. We have to protect our environment. Let us pass on one by one. So what is given in your textbook? They have given thermal power plant. What is given now? Thermal power plant. Thermal means what? Thermal power. Hello children. Thermal power plant. See here what happens? Thermal power plant. So here we have to. They have given large amount of fossil fuels are burned every day in power station to heat up water to produce a steam, which further runs to turbine to generate the electricity. The transmission of electricity is more efficient than the transporting the coal and petroleum. Exactly correct. See, electricity, if we switch on it through the wire, electricity will pass. Isn't it, children? But when we are produce fossil fuels, so we have to transport it is very difficult. Very difficult. So that is why we have to organize, we have to produce thermal power plant. Got it, children? So now let us pass on hydro power plant. So what is hydro? Hydro means water. Power plant. We have to develop lots of hydro power plant. What is that, children? Hydro power plant. Hydro power plant. Hydro power plant means water. What is hydro? Hydro means water. Hydro means water. Power plant means water. See, nowadays we are constructing lots of dams to preserve the water. Isn't it? Out of that water, we are developing electricity. So that is kinetic energy, conservation, potential energy coming down to the water. The rotation of turbine, so producing the electricity. It is an alternate source of what is that? Fossil fuels. Fossil fuels affect to our environment too much. Isn't it, children? We have to go. That figure as given in your textbook. See, look at the figure out of your children. So look into your textbook. What is parts they have given. So one is we are using the pressure cooker. Pressure cooker we have used. We have to heat the pressure cooker. The gas is passing to the turbine. Turbine is rotating. It passes to dynamo. So dynamo produces the electricity. So that lighting the lamp. Lamp. The small figure they have given. You go through it. See this I have written on the board. It is it requires a lot of time. That is why you go through your textbook. The first one is pressure cooker. You heat up the steam through the pipe. It passes to turbine. Turbine rotates, so it passes to dynamo. Dynamo gives the electricity to light the lamp. So that is the part they have given. So we will go for the hydro power plants. So here, so in this process, kinetic energy converted into flowing water. The flowing water is nothing but potential energy. Potential energy. Okay, children? Through the potential energy, electricity will be produced. And one more very important. So people are not allowed to construct a dam. Why? Farmer often requires a water in the dam. So we cannot give lots of So people are not allowed to construct the reserve water. They are not giving you. By the time they are opposite to constructing the dam. They are protecting to constructing the dam. They are not allowed. But so some other places nowadays government giving the facilities. In your textbook they have given where they have not Tehri Dam on the river Ganga, Sardar Sarovar project on the river Narmada. So it is not possible to build the dam because people are not like to construct the dam because water facility won't be there for the farmers. So these are another disadvantage. But in spite of that also, government is constructing lots of dam. So the next we'll pass on to next source is improvement in the technology for using the conventional sources of energy. So, and I told you in the previous class, so out of all these sources, technology is developed a lot. So now what are those? So one is biomass. Biomass. What is biomass? Biomass is nothing but biogas also. So you are using in your day-to-day life also, children. Biogas. What is biogas? We'll go for biogas. Biogas. What is this biogas? You know, children, so many trees are there, plants are there. Isn't it? Totally will take plants and animals and animals. These two, if you take plants, you know. So plants sometimes all the leaves are coming down in one season, isn't it? It is on the earth. It is on the earth. It spoils, and that will become a dirty thing. So we can utilize that also. And also, you know, animal dung. This is also we can use and you can preserve that combustion is gas is producing. That is, most of the part is methane. What is that? Methane. 75%. So methane will be produced out of this plants dirty thing, dirty one, dirty spoiled spoils one. So children, ಈ ಮರದಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿದ್ದೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಕಸ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅನಿಮಲ್ ಡಂಗ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಸಗಣಿ ಅದು ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಸತ್ತಿದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ತೆಗೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನೀವು ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಪ್ರಿಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ you close it. So there combustion process is taking place. So out of this process we getting a methane. So out of that gas heat will be produced. So methane gas. So smokeless gas, this is what do you call, children? Smokeless gas. So it is call it as a gobar gas. This in your day-to-day life also, in the cooking way we are using this gobar gas. Methane will be produced. So this is a alternate source of energy out of environment. So that is why plants and animals, so that is we produce a biogas and overall biomass. Mass is nothing but dirty thing. So waste product, out of waste product we produce what is that? Gas, smokeless gas. It won't be affect to the environment. This is an alternate source of and conventional source of energy. One. Okay, children, is it clear? Okay. So you go through your textbook, you will come to know that figure also they given page number figure number 14.4. So the diagram they have given very neatly how to produce a gobar gas. In your textbook, label the parts as slurry and soil and gas steam, soil, outlet, digester, fertilizer, manure, gas outlet they have given. You go through it. Now biogas plant as a dome-like structure built by bricks. It is built by bricks because industry developed like that only. A slurry is nothing but the dung and mass we have to put it inside that. So that is a digester, sealed chamber. Sealed chamber without oxygen. Sealed chamber without oxygen. That is a digester. It takes a few time to decomposition. It mixes very nicely. A few days. The gas is produced. That gas is known as methane. I have written methane. This is the methane, 75%. This gas only you are using to cook food in your house also. That fill it in the cylinder. They are sending you, but it is a very dangerous. But it is a gas based. So temperature is very high. It heats up very soon. Very soon. Okay, children. So that is the process, and it generates gases like a methane and hydrogen sulfate. This biogas stored in a tank through the pipe. So biogas is excellent, 75% methane. Leftover thing we are using as manure for the field. For the ರೈತ ಆ ಉಳಿದಿದ್ದನ್ನ ಅವನು ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಹಾಕೋತಾನೆ. It is a very phosphorus is there, so the plant will grow very well. See, so nice. Our technology is improved a lot, children. This is about the biogas or biomass or gobar gas. Followed. So the last one source is wind energy. You know wind energy. Where do you get more wind? So near the sea, near the river, and also field you are getting. So you might have come across to near Kanyakumari, where the sea is there near the Kanyakumari large field. So many fans over there. You might have come across. So even in the figure in the movies, you might have observed. Out of that, even electricity will produce. Why we are planted over there? Because through the sea we are getting lots of air that rotating. So one day out of one windmill we are not getting one fan, we are getting number of fans so connected to each other. The strength gives us the preservation of the electricity, children. This is through the what is that wind energy also. Out of that also nowadays electricity we are producing. These are all the sources of energy available in our nature that we have to utilize properly. Not only that one, some extent, some of the things giving the energy, alternate also we have to search and we have to preserve that energy. We can live very well. Okay, so next class I will continue. So another 2-3 pages are there. I will complete this lesson. So next you go through that within that. Next you are supposed to answer what they have given in the exercise. So thank you, children. Bye bye.